In early November 2025, Zimbabwe was gripped by headlines surrounding the arrest of prominent religious leader Prophet Walter Magaya and his wife Tendai Magaya, known as the founder of Prophetic Healing and Deliverance Ministries, or PhD Ministries. Magaya has for years been one of the most recognizable figures in Zimbabwe's Pentecostal movement. His ministry, established in the early 2010s, drew thousands of followers through messages of healing, prosperity, and hope. Many Zimbabweans saw him as a man of miracles, and his church became a powerful social and economic hub. But in recent months, that image has been overshadowed by a dramatic turn of events, as both Magaya and his wife now face serious criminal charges. On November 1st, 2025, the Zimbabwe Republic Police confirmed the arrest of Walter Magaya at his Harare residence. According to official reports, he was taken into custody early in the morning by detectives from the Criminal Investigations Department. Around the same time, his wife Tendai was also detained for questioning. Their arrest followed months of investigation into allegations of fraud and sexual misconduct involving members of their congregation and investors associated with PhD Ministries' business ventures. The police confirmed that Walter Magaya faces multiple counts of rape and fraud, while his wife is jointly charged with him in connection to the alleged financial offenses. Security aides from the ministry were also detained for obstruction of justice after reportedly resisting the officers during the arrest. Court documents outline a series of transactions said to have taken place between 2016 and 2018, in which Magaya and his wife are accused of misleading congregants and investors. The allegations state that the couple, through their companies Plannet Africa and Yadah Connect, encouraged followers to invest in land development projects and business schemes that never materialized. Promotional materials allegedly showed maps and images of housing developments in areas such as Chishawasha, Norton, Westgate, Fern Valley, and Rua, using biblical messages to inspire participation. Investors were promised plots of land, homes, or high returns on investment. The prosecution claims that these projects were not properly registered and that the land was not legally owned by Magaya or his companies. One of the most notable examples in the charge sheet involves land known as New Donington Farm, a property belonging to former Reserve Bank Governor Dr. Gideon Gono. According to the state, Magaya allegedly showed this farm to potential investors, representing it as his own property and offering to allocate stands there. Victims reportedly paid sums ranging from US $1,600 to more than US $25,000, but most received neither title deeds nor refunds. The total losses are believed to run into tens of thousands of dollars. Prosecutors further allege that some of these funds were used to support PhD Ministries' operations and related business ventures. In addition to the financial allegations, Magaya is also facing several counts of rape stemming from complaints made by different individuals. Some of these incidents reportedly date back as far as 2013. Because of the sensitive nature of these allegations, the magistrate has ruled that hearings related to the sexual charges will be held in camera, meaning they will not be open to the public or media. The purpose, according to the court, is to protect the identities and privacy of the complainants. At this stage, Magaya has denied all charges, maintaining that he is innocent and that the accusations are part of an orchestrated attempt to damage his reputation and ministry. The couple made their first court appearance on November 3rd, 2025, before Magistrate Mariwanazvo Gofa at the Harare Magistrates Court. Walter Magaya appeared in court wearing casual clothes, flanked by police officers and accompanied by his legal team. His wife Tendai was seated beside him. The courtroom was packed with reporters and supporters, though media access was restricted during the portion of proceedings dealing with the rape allegations. The prosecution formally laid 13 counts of fraud and 5 counts of rape against Walter Magaya, and confirmed that his wife faces the same 13 fraud counts as a co-accused. The defense argued that the couple had been unlawfully detained beyond the constitutional 48-hour period allowed before a suspect must be brought before a magistrate. They also complained that Magaya had been denied early access to his lawyers, claiming that police deliberately delayed communication. Prosecutors acknowledged that there was a delay in processing, but insisted that the detention remained lawful under ongoing investigations. After reviewing the arguments, Magistrate Gofa ruled that both Magaya and his wife should remain in custody while the court considered their bail application. The arrests have sent shockwaves through Zimbabwe's religious community. PhD Ministries, which once drew thousands to its prayer services at the Yadah hotel grounds, has faced declining attendance since the news broke. Social media has been flooded with mixed reactions. Some of Magaya's followers have expressed shock and disbelief, saying they still see him as a man of God being persecuted. Others have called for justice and transparency, urging the courts to allow due process without interference. Outside the courthouse, a small crowd gathered, some singing hymns and praying for the Magaya's release, while others demanded accountability. Walter Magaya rose to prominence around 2012 during a surge of charismatic Christian movements across Zimbabwe. Known for his dynamic preaching style and alleged healing powers, he quickly became a household name. His ministry's motto, "Touch not the anointed," became widely quoted. He also established several business ventures under his brand, including Yadah Connect, Yadah Hotel, and Yadah Football Club. In 2018, Magaya made international headlines after claiming to have discovered a cure for HIV and cancer using an herbal formula. The claim was met with outrage from medical professionals and health authorities, including the World Health Organization, which ordered him to retract the statement. He later publicly apologized and withdrew the claim. Despite such controversies, Magaya remained influential, hosting international guests and conducting televised miracle services that drew large audiences. The current charges have revived long-standing concerns about financial transparency in faith-based organizations and the vulnerability of followers who invest in projects linked to spiritual leaders. Legal analysts in Zimbabwe suggest that the case could set a precedent for how religious commercial ventures are monitored in the future. If found guilty, Magaya and his wife could face lengthy prison terms and asset forfeiture. Human rights groups have also welcomed the fact that such a high-profile case is being pursued in court, arguing that it demonstrates growing confidence in the justice system. However, others caution that the matter should be handled carefully to avoid trial by media and to uphold the presumption of innocence. As of early November 2025, both Walter and Tendai Magaya remain in police custody. The magistrate is expected to rule soon on whether they will be released on bail or continue to be held pending trial. Investigations are still underway, with additional complainants and investors reportedly coming forward. Police have indicated that more charges could be added if new evidence emerges. Meanwhile, authorities have also moved to freeze several bank accounts linked to the couple's companies as part of an ongoing forensic audit into the alleged fraud scheme. The National Prosecuting Authority has described the case as complex and multi-layered, involving both criminal and financial elements that will require careful review before trial. The next few weeks will be crucial for both the prosecution and the defense. The court is expected to decide whether to grant bail and under what conditions. If bail is denied, the couple will remain in remand custody at Harare Central Prison while preparations for trial continue. Legal experts predict that the case could extend well into 2026, given the number of witnesses and financial records involved. Should the matter proceed to full trial, it will likely become one of the most closely watched legal proceedings in Zimbabwe's recent history, not only for its criminal dimension, but also for its social and spiritual implications. This case raises broader questions about accountability in religious leadership, financial ethics, and the intersection of faith and commerce. Many churches across Southern Africa operate multiple businesses, often under the guidance of their founders. Supporters say these ventures empower communities. Critics warn they can blur the line between ministry and profit. The Magaya case could therefore influence how governments across the region address the registration and financial oversight of churches and their associated enterprises. As of now, Prophet Walter Magaya and his wife Tendai stand accused, not convicted. The courts will determine their fate based on evidence presented and arguments heard. Regardless of the outcome, the case has already sparked nationwide reflection on trust, leadership, and the responsibilities that come with spiritual influence. For many Zimbabweans, it is a reminder that even revered figures must remain accountable to the law, and that faith and justice must coexist within a framework of transparency and truth. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.